Jillian to me. Hi, my name is Ogechi. This is my apartment where I used to live with my daughter. I am a single parent to my now 7-year-old daughter Jillian. I am compelled to use this medium to appeal to our president and his wife, President and Mrs. Obama. I'm appealing to all Americans, all mothers, fathers, all aunts, uncles, grandpas, and grandmas to help me bring home my only child. My tears of motherhood started about 7 years ago when my only child was forcefully taken away from me. At that time, I was on admission in the hospital when I was accused of neglecting my newborn. My daughter was later returned to me and I was urged to keep quiet, and I did. Today, my only child is not with me, and I want the American people to know why. Today, the American people will help me to solve this puzzle if there is any. I last saw my child on December 27, 2011. I was not allowed to see my only child on Christmas Day and New Year Day. What is the real reason behind my only child being taken away from me? My only child is being used against me as a tool of retaliation and racial hatred. The means to carry out this wickedness and wrong are taking advantage of my lack of help, blackmail, misinformation, isolation, false accusation, and false reports from my child's schools, our healthcare providers, and many more. This is how my tears of motherhood all started. I was a pharmacy student at the Mass College of Pharmacy in Boston, Massachusetts. I was near my graduation date when I stepped on some sacred toes at the Mass College of Pharmacy, mcphs, Boston. I apologize, but these toes vowed that they will make life a living hell for me, and they have. For starters, the Mass College of Pharmacy had several private meetings with me. At these endless meetings, the college will negotiate with me. The Mass College of Pharmacy said the only acceptable apology is that I plead insanity. My refusal attracted against me hatred and unleashed anger. The Mass College of Pharmacy made the learning environment very hostile and impossible for me to learn. The college tactfully isolated me from key learning moments. The NCPHS called me several times and told me that they do not want to see me in the school. I told them I was paying to learn. My answer enraged them even more. The Mass College of Pharmacy heightened its silent and open harassment, blackmail, and racial hate against me. I was a person of interest, and students were forbidden from relating to me academically. The NCPHS made the learning environment very toxic for me. I fell ill many times. The college brought me to my knees by using subtle threats, open harassment, blackmail, and false accusation and false report. I was so isolated and could not learn. I reported the matter to the Civil Rights Commission in Boston, Massachusetts. The racial hate and retaliation I got from the school escalated to the point that I had to withdraw the case from the Civil Rights Office. The school now involved the DCF. Jillian, my child, was removed from the Parker Hill ABCD Head Start and sent to the Jamaica Plain ABCD Head Start. Joyce Turner was the director of Jamaica Plain ABCD Head Start, whose acquaintance is David Turner of Mass College of Pharmacy, Boston. Joyce Turner called the police on me at 6 p.m. saying that I did not come to pick up my child. When she did that, I didn't even know. Well, I do not pick up my child. The bus drops her off. This incident was a day before my major examination at MCPHS. Other students were learning, They were studying hard, and I was being distracted over nothing. The next day, the DCF and JP Head Start said I must attend a mandatory meeting. From that moment on, the DCF literally slept in my apartment with me and my child, literally. The JP Head Start made it a point of duty to summon me almost every day to my child's school. The MCPHS kept on making the learning environment very hostile, very toxic. The college used Joyce Turner of JP Head Start to fine-tune their hostility towards me and my child. Joyce Turner endangered my child on so many occasions. If I dare ask a question, it will be an opportunity for fresh false allegation. So what will somebody do? Just keep quiet. And we're languishing. We had no help. We still don't. MCPHS continue to make the learning environment very hostile for me. If I had a question for my teachers, I'm directed to go to the president of the college. The school kept on isolating me from key learning moments, and I was constantly followed. Finally, the school said I failed and I had to leave. Joyce Turner saw me and said she decided to call the police on me on the day it will hurt me the most. Next, the DCF quickly closed the case and backdated it. I wrote to the DCF. The DCF came after me in full vengeance. The DCF quickly put their cards on the table and said, just plead insanity, you'll be fine. But if you refuse, they say, we know how to do it. Of course I refused. And Daniel Dept was used by the DCF to write volumes of false reports. The DCF antagonized and afflicted me and Jillian and made me and my child look like criminals who were constantly followed. We were followed around, and even when my child has her swimming lessons, she was constantly followed. The DCF took away my child. The DCF forged my signature and lied that I said that my ex-husband was the father of my only child. The DCF contacted him, and the state lawyer was ever present, with a smile, of course. The DCF asked the airline to send me and my child back to Boston. The state lawyer denied ever telling the DCF that I and Jillian were going to Africa for family funerals. We were stopped at Canada, and my bank card was debited and used to bring me and Jillian back to Boston. Did I mention that we were left stranded and accused of being illegal immigrants to Canada? Immediately we were sent back. The DCF brought me and my only child to the court, and it was there my child was finally taken from me. Recently, I was invited to attend a performance at Jillian's school. I left after the performance. On December 27th, I was allowed to visit my only child after a period of hide-and-seek game. I noticed a lump on her wrist. As a mother, just like any other mother, had to ask what happened to her. My asking attracted instant disapproval from Jillian's guardians. Jillian guardian told me that I may not be allowed to see my child again. It was then Jillian's guardian spitefully told me that Jillian's school reported me to the police for trespassing. I almost passed out on hearing this. When I contacted the state attorney, Miss Amy Gary, she said I should go to Jillian's school and find out about what the trespassing incident is about. I taught Jillian how to read. By age 5, Jillian was reading at college level. Today, Jillian is not Jillian. I do not drink alcohol. I do not use tobacco. I do not do drugs. I do not live a questionable lifestyle. I'm a Christian woman who has been struggling single-handedly to raise my only child. No child should be subjected to what Jillian has been subjected to. No mother should be forced to live this way, the way I have been forced to live. Who can succeed in isolation? I and my child, Jillian, have been subjected to gruesome hours at the court. Me and my child fell down so many times in the snow and suffered frostbite just because we had to go to court. We literally slept in the court. And then what is the problem? One false accusation after the other. Jillian lost school, hours of school times. I could not answer her questions. Mom, are we criminals? Mom, did we kill anyone? Mom, do other children live like this? Mom, do you see the hate in their eyes? I'm begging the good people of this great country to rise up and search out the real truth why Jillian was taken from me, her mother, from my very loving arms. It's been 7 years plus now. The NCPHS has destroyed and taken away what is mine. Mass College of Pharmacy hatefully snatched away my education, but most importantly, the Mass College of Pharmacy is mortgaging a child's future. NCPHS has done all this wrong to me and my child with the help of the DCF, my healthcare providers, my child's schools, and many more. It is wrong to use the DCF, a government organization funded by the taxpayers, to retaliate against anyone. I need everybody's help. Jillian deserves her mother's loving arms.